What are we calling this? What are we calling this deal?
Gonna be calling it Tuesday Tips.
Tuesday Tips. All right, so today we're gonna give you guys the 8 things that you can do to get your home ready for the market. Now, with all of our listings, or the majority of our listings, we send in a staging consultant, but we figured we would give you guys kind of the 8 things that usually pop up on every single one. All right, so starting with the inside, I think this is one that everybody knows they need to do, but declutter. Now, when you're thinking about decluttering, the reason we want to declutter is when a home is filled up with possessions, with things, with knickknacks, with stuff everywhere, no matter how big that home is, it's going to feel smaller. So the more you can get out of the home, the more spacious it's going to feel, the more that prospective buyer is going to walk in there and feel like they've got plenty of room to live their life, grow their family, whatever their goal is. So one of the things that you could start with and think about is, hey, if I'm not taking this to my next house, go ahead and get rid of it now. There's no reason to hang on to it. It's just cluttering up your current home. If you don't plan to take it to the next home, give it away, throw it in the trash can, recycle it, do a yard sale, do whatever you need to do, but just go ahead and get rid of it. The second option is to get an external storage unit. Now, you can do this one of 2 ways. You can get like a pod, have that just sit in your driveway, fill it up, have them haul it off. That's a little bit more expensive. If you don't mind doing a little bit more legwork, you can get yourself a storage unit and then just dump whatever you don't need for the current time, or whatever we recommend to get out of the house, into that storage unit. The third way that you can do this, and this is not optimal, but it's just what folks have to do sometimes, is to get just dump everything into one place. It usually ends up being in the garage or in the attic. So if we can't get everything out of the house completely, we want to concentrate it into one space so we can just kind of get it, like I said, into the garage. You're going to open the garage, it's going to be filled to the brim, but at least that way it's going to be contained to one space. So that is declutter. Number 2 is depersonalize. So when we're talking about depersonalizing, what we're looking to do is we're looking to get our personal touch off the home, and that's usually in the way of removing family photos and anything that's super particular to you. The reason we want to do that is we don't want somebody walking into the home feeling like they're in somebody else's home. We want it to be more of a blank slate so that somebody can walk in there and kind of imagine themselves living in the space. So if you've got, like the old Italian restaurant, you've got every photo of every family member ever taken since the beginning of time on the living room wall, that's great. And I'm sure there's fond memories there and loved ones, but whoever walks through your home is gonna feel like, man, I'm in somebody else's home, and it's gonna be a little weird. So that's depersonalizing. Number 3, staying inside, shampooing carpets. So carpets are great. I've got carpets in my homes, but they do tend to collect, smells and liquids and dog urine and cat urine and all those things over time. So getting your home carpets professionally cleaned before you list on the market is never a bad idea. It can really refresh carpet. It can make carpet that feels like it's that's older seem a lot newer. If you have hardwood floors, maybe you need to refinish the floors, but just really clean up the floors. Number 4, touch up the paint. So this can be a couple things. If you've got any trim or spindles or handrails or any exterior paint that's chipping, or I've got small children, so I know my girls are great, but man, they can tear up some of the trim around the doorways. So never a bad idea to touch that up. Also, if you have any particular colors in your home, like anything that's not neutral, agreeable gray, real estate beige, we recommend coloring or painting that rather, just so you don't want somebody to be turned off by your particular decor. You want to create a very neutral environment just so somebody can walk in there and once again, it's a blank slate. Imagine that property as their own. All right, so that was number 4. Number 5, get your windows cleaned. So this is actually relatively cheap. If you get a professional window cleaner out to wash the inside and outside of your homes, this is one of those tedious tasks that I don't think anybody really likes doing themselves. And even if you can wash your windows from the inside, I would be willing to bet the last time you had your windows washed on the outside, it's probably been a long time. So it's amazing how much more light can come in. It's amazing how much better windows look when you get them professionally cleaned. Never a bad idea. All right, number 6. Now we're moving to the outside. Get your driveway resealed. So if you have an asphalt driveway or even like an aggregate concrete driveway, never a bad idea to get that resealed. It's relatively cheap, costs about a couple $100 for your average driveway. It's going to make that driveway look so much newer, so much cleaner. It's going to improve the curb appeal a whole lot. Okay, so we talked about driveway sealed, wrapping up. Number 7, power wash the house. Pretty much any house can be power washed. There's very few sidings that can't take power washing, but always a good idea just to get your house washed, just to get it nice and sparkling. If you got vinyl, it's a no-brainer because you get the mildew or whatever that kind of grows on it. But most all siding types can get power washed. It's just going to make your home look nice, clean, and fresh, and improve the curb appeal. And number 8, wrapping it up, mulch. Mulch, 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 mulch. Fresh mulch, I don't care what time of year it is, there's always a landscaper out there willing to work. It's gonna cost you a couple $100, but man, it makes that home pop when you get a nice clean house on the outside, the windows are clean, the mulch is out, the house just looks picturesque. And those are the 8 tips to get your home ready. Now, if you're following along, yes, it's gonna cost you a couple bucks to do all these things, but if you do not do these things, I can guarantee you it's gonna cost you more, and ultimately the price that you're able to net than it would the money that you're putting in your house. So that was this edition of Tuesday Tips, whatever we're calling this thing. We look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Like us, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up, whatever you got to do. Appreciate y'all tuning in.